You guys want to see some magic?
Whoa. Now, for my next trick, I'm going to cut a motorcycle in half. This one right here. Ah, you be fucking kidding me. Like a lot of things in life, that would have been a lot easier on a Honda.
Now, before I go cutting this bike apart, I'm going to weld it to this frame jig. Or at least the parts I'm going to keep. Anyway. Everything that is going to follow on this bike project will build off of getting this bike placed correctly. This is one of the most crucial steps, so I'm taking my time to get this frame leveled and centered. Bang on. Those are some
These are some nasty welds. These nuts are used and they are not clean.
So that's the engine cradle locked into place. Is this the correct way to do this? I don't know, this is kind of new territory for me, but I figure I can't screw it up so bad that I have to scrap the whole thing. So let's cut this thing in half.
Bet you're expecting angle grinder sparks, huh? No, we're civilized now. Well, I didn't record that because it was a little sketchy, but let's see if I can't knock that off with a hammer. Well, got some cleanup to do.
I'll spare you for most of that cleanup, but it involved a lot of angle grinding and filing. Now it's time to start making new parts. I'm going to make the first coped cut to join the head tube to the new backbone of the frame. I'm going to use this cheap tubing notcher to do the heavy lifting and then clean up the fit by hand with a file. Probably isn't the right way to do this, but my coped joint is pretty tight, and that plate you see, make sure that the angle between the head tube and the backbone are correct. With the backbone tacked in place, I'm going to make the down tubes, which are going to have a slight bend in the top. Fine, fine, I know you wanted them. Here's your angle grinder sparks.
For the rough fit, use a piece of tubing that is about the same size as the inside of the tube. Finally, after a lot of filing and angle grinder work, got the fit up pretty good. I'm happy with that. Now I just have to do the exact same thing, but mirror imaged. I'm nearly ready to tack in these down tubes here, but you can see right there, I got a little bit of an overhang. This isn't sitting completely correctly. So I got to do a little more fitting to get this to sit nicely, but thing is, this plate is in my way. Now this plate was what I used to get this at the right angle compared to the neck, so I'm just going to put a couple more tacks into that and then I'll remove this plate and I'll be able to continue. That'll clean up.
I turned these solid metal slugs out on the lathe. They fit tightly inside the tubes, which are of a slightly different inner diameter.
This is it. I think we're ready to tack these two tubes in. You can see here, got them in place. Nice and tightly coped here. They've got their fittings down here. Last thing to do really is just triple check all of my measurements, make sure everything is centered, even, running down the middle. I'm not cockeyed in any direction. We're only going to be tacking this thing together, so if I screw it up, I'll just cut it off and try it again. No sense in waiting. Let's do it. Oh man, this video has been a lot of work. A lot of filing and fitting, getting everything to fit really nicely that you guys didn't get to see. And honestly, I probably could have done even better, but I'm reasonably certain with that laser that everything is nice and straight. It's all tacked together, of course, not fully welded. I still have 7 more tubes to cut, at least. But I think we've got enough for one video. Be continuing this thing on through the winter. I don't really know how long it's going to take. It takes what it takes. But this little CT70 here is getting ready for teardown for paint. That's coming soon. And then I'll have a little YouTube short. Made a new set of bars for my Harley over lunch. Anyway, a lot more to do on this bike. But until then, folks, see you around.